What's up YouTube? For today's video, we have a full Pokemon Shield and Sword team. So we do this every time before a new game. We do like a little cool team. Now I asked everyone in my community tab what they thought would be some cool members on this team. I picked out some of my ideas and some other people's and made a pretty interesting team. So people, the question for today is, what starter are you going to be picking for the new games? Let me know in the comment section and why as well. I'm still a little bit on the fence. I kind of want to see those final evolutions, but I know some people have already made that up their mind. So let me know in the comment section of the video. And if you're hyped for these new games and you love the theme teams, let's see if we can shoot for 2,000 likes, people. Now, we got two battles today. They were pretty interesting battles, and this was on my Discord. As usual, this was against Pokemon Nerd 98, and we got a Electivire lead. So that is going to be going for a Volt Switch turn 1 against my Bastion. Now, I was worried a little bit about actually getting hit by an Earthquake, so I just blew my Z move right away there. Now, this was a special Bastion set. Ancient Power, Flash Cannon, Blizzard, and Fire Blast. Normally, I like to go for a couple of Ancient Powers if I get a boost, but that wasn't the case. I really didn't have a lot of room against Electivire in case it was carrying Earthquake. I would have been taken all the way down to my Sturdy, and if I went for Ancient Power, I would have got less damage. However, we got the Ludicolo coming in. I'm going to drop Uluru on it real quick, and it does a pretty good amount of damage, I guess, for a special Bastion. Now we got Ludicolo going for the Fake out there, which actually does 1 damage to Bastion. And obviously a water-type move is coming my way. I really can't do too much. I decided to actually go for the Fire Blast here, maybe to get a burn on it. And, that was pretty much Bastion done after it used its Z-move. So I'm going to get burned by this Scald here. I went for Fire Blast. Good thing it connects on the Ludicolo. I get a little bit of damage too. And guess what? I get a burn, so we're both burned. So the Ludicolo, its guys, its dance is slowing down. I kind of like how the... when they get a status ailment, their movement slows down. It's more like, I guess it's more realistic, right? So we got the Ludicolo going for a Disrespect Ice Beam, and that's going to hit me right in the shield, and that is my Bastardon down. That was not very nice going for Disrespect moves. That's what I do. So I thought a good Pokemon to swap into this would be my Sigilyph. Now Sigilyph represented the crop circle thingies on the mountain. There's probably a million different other names for them, and I'm sure someone's already typing in the comment section that's incorrect. But yeah, you guys get the idea what it was, and that is Ludicolo down. So now we've got the Electivire coming in here. I've already seen that it's got Volt Switch, so I thought I could probably leave 1 Volt Switch, but I didn't want to sacrifice my Sigilyph this early on in the game, as it was definitely the best Pokemon on my team, which is going to say something about the rest of my team. So we got the Wild Charge here, so it's a mixed set, and Wild Charge is not going to do too much to Grookey. This was my Pansage. I thought Pansage looked the most like Grookey. It was very hard to make a Pokemon that looked exactly the same, but I picked some represent Pokemon, which worked pretty well. Okay, so we got the Magmortar coming in. Missing that Toxic was very, very important there. Actually was a big game changer, as you'll see later on. Alright, so Magmortar's going to go for a Fire Blast. I've got no answer to this whatsoever. The rest of my team cannot really swap into this. I went for another Protect. It's going to fail. I just wanted to see what choice item, if it had a choice item or not, and it didn't. It's got a Thunderbolt, so I'm like, okay, what should I do now? Should I swap out? I decided to stay in this time. They keep going for Thunderbolt because I do have a Water-type Pokemon, and I nearly swapped into it twice, so that's why they're doing Thunderbolt. I went for a Toxia, and it hits, which is sort of like a couple of turns ago. So if you imagine that, Toxic probably would have had about 3 rounds of damage now on that Magmortar. So just keep that one in the back of your mind, right? So, as I said, I cannot swap into anything at all. I'm just going to keep going for Protect here on my Grookey. It kind of feels weird calling it Grookey when it's not Grookey, but yeah, you get the idea anyway. So I thought I could go for this as many Protects as possible. I cannot swap at all on this Magmortar. It's very, very scary, and Fire Blast is going to take me out in one shot. This was a defensive set. I actually get a lot of use out of it in the next battle, so I hope you guys can stick around for that one. So it had Max Health, Max Defense, Giga Drain, Toxic, Leech Seed, and Protect, Overgrow, and Everlight. It was more of a bulky defensive set, if you can imagine that. So into the Scorbunny now, and we got the Magmortar swapping, which was really nice. I'm like, beautiful. That's exactly what, I couldn't have hoped for a better, matchup there. And we got the Hitmonchan coming in. Now, I know this thing's probably going to have Mach Punch, so I went for the Agility. Now, I have a Focus Sash on this. I know that I can live a Mach Punch. I've got Agility and Last Resort, Adamant Nature, Max Speed, and Max Attack, and that is going to do massive damage. Jackie Chan lives with a Focus Sash. What is this? Okay, first, I'm not even joking, right? This real talk, guys. First, we had Metagross with a Focus Sash, and now we've got Hitmonchan with a Focus Sash. Why? Why does this, seriously, why does this always happen? These Pokemon don't need Focus Sash, alright? I'm going to bring my Deoxys back and prove you all wrong. So we got the Hitmonchan going for Mach Punch, and that is my That's my bunny down. Why did that have focus sash? No. I was pretty confident I could have swept the rest of the team with that, but that strategy kind of come to a halt there. So we're going to go for the Psychic on the Hitmonchan. That's going to be easily enough to take it out there. Now, this is a very offensive Sigilyph, and it's got the Magic Guard and Life Orb as well. We got Heat Wave, Air Slash, Psychic, and Synchronise. So now we've got Glaceon coming in. I went for the Heat Wave, was my best bet. I thought this should be a close to a 2-hit KO. A Glaceon is just going to take and be a 2-hit KO. Just going to go for the Shadow Ball there. Now, I nearly went into a Ghost-type Pokemon. You might be able to guess. I lived on 11 health. That was very, very close there. So it was a good move by then because that was super effective against both of my Pokemon. And now we're going to go for another Heat Wave. Thank goodness it doesn't miss, and Glaceon is going to go down. Damn, man, that team was stacked. So I was literally hanging on by a thread at the moment, trying to stay into this battle. And now we've got the Electivire coming in. So I can't really do too much with Electivire. I kind of need my Sigilyph still, but I thought, nah, it's on low health. Let's go for attack. It's going to outspeed me. So that tells me it definitely is choice. So down goes my Sigilyph. So Electivire is going to get swapped out. We've got the Magmortar left, and now we've got a Golem. So I did mention earlier on there was a Ghost-type Pokemon. That Ghost-type Pokemon is going to be Honedge. So Honedge I represented for Sword, and I put Bastion for Shield. I mean, I could have put Aggie Slash on this team, but I thought that'd be like boring and predictable. So I used like one for Sword and one for Shield, since they're like two different games, right? All right, so we got the Golem go for Automize. That's going to actually really help my Gyro Ball. And I land a massive, super effective hit on that. Golem's actually got some pretty good base defense, so I didn't expect to take it all the way down to its 30. So it's going to have weakness policy. However, I have got Shadow Sneak on this set, which is easily going to get around that. We've got in this one Gyro Ball, Shadow Sneak, Sword Dance, and Fury Cutter. So we've got the item as Everlight and max health and max attack. So Golems down, we've got the Magmar left. Now, bear in mind, at the early stage of the battle, I missed that Toxic in a couple of turns. And now we've got the Honedge going for the Shadow Sneak there. I'd say if that Magmortar got hit by that Toxic earlier on, that would have been enough to take it out. So the Magmortar is going to take me out with a Fire Blast. It's not going to miss because I've got no Guardian's ability, and Magmortar is going to take some more damage. So desperate times, people. I've only got one more Pokemon left, being Sobble. Now, interesting thing about Mudkip, you're probably wondering why I've used a O, like a O instead of a 0 instead of a O. The word Sob is actually, banned as, you can't put that as a nickname. So Sobble's actually a name is banned, so as a nickname. So you can probably guess why, but it's quite interesting. We've had Pokemon like that in the past. So I went for a Protector. I had to conserve my Focus Sash because I'm running counter on this, and Mirror Code, and Magmortar is going to go down. Unfortunately, it broke my Focus Sash. And the last Pokemon is the Electivire. It can friendly come in and go for the Wild Charge. Pretty much my only option there to win was Protect actually working again. I could have gone for the counter. Focus Sash would have kicked in, and the Electivire would have gone down. I think I would have won that one if my Toxic hit early. Actually, I would have won if my Toxic hit early on in the game. Magmortar would have not, it would have not been able to take out my other Pokemon. But that's how it was. I thought that was a really good battle regardless. I don't really look at win and lose. I look at like how close and interesting the battle was. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And let's get on to the second battle. This is the battle on my Discord against Whimsicott, and we have a Silvally Ghostly. So the start to this battle was actually really, really funny, right? So we got firstly we got a parting shot from the Silvally, which is going to drop my attack and special attack, which really is not going to help Baston because its special attack is basically arse already, right? So we got the Copycat coming in, which is the Ditto. Now Ditto, right, is going to change into my Baston. So you guys are probably going to have a good idea what's going to happen here. So this was definitely the longest part of the battle. So now going for Ancient Power on the Ditto Bastion, and it's not going to be very effective, but I've got a Ancient Power boost. That's going to make up for, my drop in attack and special attack, and, buff out all my other stats, which is kind of nice. So now on this set, we had a special set. Let's go over that one again. Ancient Power, Flash Cannon, Blizzard, and Fire Blast. So really, when you're a special Bastion and you're versing another Bastion, your attacks really are not going to do too much damage. As you can see, Flash Cannon is not doing much. Ancient Power is not very effective. The only role of using Ancient Power would be, to get a boost and then start going for Flash Cannon or Fire Blast, which are both neutral. Blizzard, of course, is not very effective, and there's no point in using that. So this bit, I will say, went on for at least 5 to 10 turns. So pretty much, as you know, if you don't know, when Ditto transforms into another Pokemon, it gets 5 PP of every move. So I had 5 Ancient Powers, so I had 8, it had 5, so I pretty much had, I had 7 by the time it came in, so I had 2 more. It had 5 Flash Cannons, 5 Blizzard, and 5 Fire Blast. So I was like, okay, this might get down to the fact that Ditto struggles, or we're going to try and take each other out. I wasn't really sure what was going on, but it was like top 10 anime battles. So we have Bastion versus Bastion. At the start, right, I was, already taken down like nearly half of itself, so things are going pretty good. So go for more Ancient Powers. I was thinking I might be able to get a Bastion sweep here if I get another Ancient Power. However, if the Ditto gets another Ancient Power boost, it could be really bad too. Like, that could be, super bad, because a lot of my Pokemon really weren't, great at taking Bastions out. So going for another Ancient Power, I was planning to use all 8 of my Ancient Powers against this thing. And it's going to be eating a Citrus Berry. So upon eating the Citrus Berry, that actually put the Ditto in about the same damage or health range as what my Bastion already was. Now, the only thing I was actually worried about, the Ditto did get another Ancient Power boost. Yeah, like it did just then, it's going to become interesting. So we both got one. Basically, our stats are the same now. So that Ditto's got an Ancient Power boost. I've got an Ancient Power boost. And it's probably got a little bit more damage on it. The only thing about Ditto that it does copy, or that it retains, is its own health. So that was probably my advantage there. And now we've got another Ancient Power. I think this was my second last Ancient Power. I'm trying to actually count. I think I've done 5 or 6 of them. Yes, that was it. Okay, so I think I had 1 left. So going for Flash Cannon here. What I thought is I might be able to drop the opponent's special defense. They're going to go for Fire Blast. So clearly they're trying to go for a burn with Fire Blast. Fire Blast is a little bit shaky. So I thought, no, I'm not going to go for that at the moment. Obviously, they're doing, they've got a little bit more damage than me, so I'm going to get going for the Flash Cannon. I might be able to drop their special defense. That was my plan anyway. Fire Blast is going to miss there, so around the same thing. I thought, no, I had this feeling, right, I was going to get burned by Fire Blast. I thought, I'm going to go for Fire Blast myself, right? Alright, so now we've got a epic Fire Blast wars here, people, and it was a crit! Oh, no. So now we're going to have a Fire Blast. That's going to miss, right? Flash Cannon's going to... I was like, damn, I'm not going for Fire Blast. I don't want to miss, right? Flash Cannon, it just lives. So the next one is the deciding hit. Is Fire Blast going to take me out? Am I going to take it? I actually went for a Disrespect Blizzard. I'm so ballsy at this point in the game, and Blastodon is going to go out, man. Oh, after that matchup, I thought, I've got to go for Blizzard right at the end. That was beautiful, guys. And it takes it out. I think it was a critical hit, too. Right, so the next Pokemon we've got is the Silvally. Man, I'm tired out after that matchup already. It's going to go for the multi-attack on my Bastion. Bastion did get an Ancient Power boost. It lives on 1 health, people. The merch is available. Thank you to the person who bought the Salt Mug the other day. If you guys want to check out the merch, it's just listed below my video there, or the link is in the description. And yeah, some pretty nice merch there if you want to check it out. I do love the Salt Mug. So we got Silvally finishing me off finally. Bastion goes down after like all this time. I can't believe it lasted for so long. Now, we're going to bring in the sword here. So, Honedge with a sword dance set. I knew that I could easily live a multi-attack. I reckon at this stage, I might be able to live 3 of them. And I do with that nice, like, Honedge has got some nice base defense, obviously. With the Everlight, it's very, very bulky, right? So, I've got my +2 in attack there. I can freely go for a Shadow Snake and take Silvally out. Now, the only thing about Silvally is fairly bulky, and Shadow Snake has a low base power, so Silvally was actually able to withstand that hit and fire off another multi-attack at my Honedge, which was unfortunate. I do leave that one, which is cool. Now I can go for another one. Now, they did have a normal type Pokemon on their team. I almost went for a Gyro Ball, expecting that to come in, and maybe they'll make use of their Silvally later on. But I decided to go against that and go for Shadow Sneak at the end, as it was a little bit too risky at this part in the game. So now we've got the Leafon coming out. It's a shiny one. I can't do much to this. I can really go for a Shadow Sneak. I decided to go for Gyro Ball because I thought they may go for a Sword Dance and think, I might be able to get a free, Sword Dance up against this thing and finish it off. But that is not the case. It's going to finish me off with the knockoff, which is fine. All right, into the Pansage now. This is where Pansage really shine in this battle. So we got the Leafon going for the Sword Dance. Leafon usually runs out on the physical side. And now I'm going to go for the Toxic here. Man, this is a good time to have a drink. That Bastardon battle, guys, it absolutely just destroyed me. It destroyed my lungs and nearly my life if I lost it. So we got the Toxic up on the Leafon, right, which is good. Now I can go for Protect. Protect is going to start the ball rolling on the Toxic, right? So pretty much I can't actually really do too much to this Leafon. I can go for Agility, so not Agility, the Giga Drain, and I can't go for Leaf Seed. So pretty much Giga Drain's the best I can do. So we got the knockoff here. That's going to knock off my Everlight, doing well over half my health. And I'm going to go for Giga Drain here. So I thought at this point, they're probably going to expect me to go for another Protector stall out and not like another round of Toxic, right? So I'm thinking they'll go for another Sword Dance here and then, get an extra boost up. So I decided to go for a Giga Drain here. They're going to go for the Sword Dance, so that was a good prediction there. I'm just going to get a little bit more damage on them. Now, that Giga Drain is probably going to throw the Leafon into a amount of health where I can go for a Protect the next turn after this, and that is going to take the Leafon out with the Toxic damage. So that was pretty good there. I was able to get around the Leafon with a Pansage, so I was very happy with that. Right, so Leafon, I thought it could, even if it does swap out here, it doesn't matter because I've got nothing to lose, and Leafon's going to go for X-Scissor. I think I would have lived to X-Scissor very, very badly if it did hit me with that first because I was actually running a bulky set. But yeah, I was happy to get around that Leafon. So we got 3 more Pokemon left, and we got Pikachu here. Now, Pikachu is going to probably be able to easily take me out. I was thinking, what should I do? Should I go for a Toxic? Should I go for a Giga Drain? It's going to go for a Hidden Power. I actually lived the Hidden Power, which was really nice, and I get a Leech Seed up. So it's like, okay, that's quite good. I can go for a Protect here against the Pikachu, get some extra, some extra damage up against it, or I could go for a Toxic, predicting their swap out, from the Pikachu there. So Pikachu isn't a very bulky Pokemon at all. I mean, Giga Drain probably would have nearly done half health. So they're going to swap out their Pikachu there, and now they're going to go into Ordina. If you remember at this early stage of the battle, I said they had a normal type Pokemon. So I knew they'd swap there, so I went for the Giga Drain, and I got a little bit of damage back, which was pretty good. So Ordina isn't the fastest Pokemon in the world, so I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. I can outspeed and go for a Toxic here. Pansage can get some even more use. Like Pansage was staying around like ages in this battle. It was absolutely awesome. Now, we got the Toxic on the Ordina, which is good. Whether it had some way to actually heal that Toxic off was, unknown to me, but I thought it was a, important play to see otherwise. So the Ordina is going to put a Toxic on my Pansage, and that's pretty much going to shut my Pansage down. It doesn't really have any way of healing that. Now, I was going to run like a recycle set on to recycle a berry over and over, but I thought having that bulk like initially would have been better than recycling a berry to give me bulk over and over. So I thought that was another idea that I had anyway. So we got a Giga Drain on the Ordina. Ordina is going to go for a Hyper Voice there on my Pansage, and that is going to be enough to take it out. And that's cool. I was really, really happy of how Pansage performed in that battle. If you can get any use out of a Pansage in a battle, you're going pretty well. So half my team's already down, which was a little bit of worry, but I've already taken half the others out. So we've got Pikachu, which I was easily confident I could take out. And now we've got the Ordina. So I'm going to go for the Mirror Coat here. They're going to go for Toxic. So I don't think they predicted that I went for a Mirror Coat because I hadn't used it at all, and Mudkip doesn't really use Mirror Coat very often. So I think they just went for a Toxic because I thought maybe I had a Focus Sash or something along those lines, or it was a bulky Everlight set, and they had the same worries that I had with the Pansage. So I guess that's probably why they went for it. So I was thinking, okay, I could go for a Waterfall here and get some damage on the Ordina. I've got max attack and max speed on this Mudkip. Does pretty good damage, and they get the rest off. So if I got a flinch there, that would have been the Ordina down, which was unfortunate, but it's going to go to sleep. So I was like, okay, the good thing about this is if they do have Sleep Talk, I was confident that I could probably leave maybe one Hyper Voice, like really badly, and that would put me in Torrent range, and then Waterfall would do a lot of damage. So anyway, I just went for the Waterfall continually against the Ordina. Ordina would have to get Sleep Talk and Hyper Voice, though, to actually do any damage. I was already poisoned, so I thought this is good. I can get some turns up, and Toxic is not going to do anything against the Mudkip, which is pretty good. Right, so things are going fairly good at the moment. I do have one other Pokemon that I thought I could swap into this afterwards and maybe clean up the Ordina in case my Mudkip was... I mean, it was pretty rough trying to take an Ordina out with a Mudkip and a Pansage, so it was challenging, people. So I'm going to go for another Waterfall there. Unfortunately, it looks to be about a 4-hit KO, and Ordina's going to go for the Sleep Talk, and luckily they get a Hyper Voice there. I was actually going to... It was quite funny because I was going to go for a Mirror Coat that turn. I thought they're going to probably get lucky and get a Hyper Voice. So if I went for a Mirror Coat, I would have taken it out. But it was a very risky play there. I just went for safe damage. Right, so down goes my Mudkip. We've only got 2 more Pokemon left. I've got the Sigilyph, which was my best Pokemon. All the other Pokemon were pretty much garbage. And Scorbunny was probably my second best Pokemon, but it did require setup, and it was very, very... you could get around it easy with a Ghost-type Pokemon, a Rock-type Pokemon, a Steel-type Pokemon, priority. So it was good. You had to get around those other counters, right? So clearly Ordina was going to go to sleep again. That was pretty obvious. And it's going to go to sleep there. And it's got the Toxic and the Hyper Voice. So I was like, I know that I can leave either of those things. And they've only got 3 Pokemon left. So I've only got to, go for a last resort a couple of times. So I should be able to finish the rest of the team off or do some good damage. So Ordina withstands my last resort only just due to its, its base bulk. And they're going to get a Hyper Voice off, which is pretty lucky because I had a Focus Sash on this set. So they're getting some good rest, sleep, talk rolls there at the moment. If they got rest, once again, my Focus Sash would have been, would have been intact. So go for a last resort on the Ordino here, and that is going to take it out. So they got a Pikachu. Pikachu cannot come into this. It's going to get one-shotted. The only other Pokemon they got is the Aurorus. Now, Aurorus is a rock type. Once again, if I sword that Focus Sash, that would have been like super handy because then I could have just gone for a last resort twice. And that would have done some heavy damage to Aurorus. Still does some pretty nice damage to Aurorus there, even though it's resisted. Aurorus is going to go for an Ancient Power. And guess what, guys? The worst happens. Ancient Power actually gives the Aurorus a boost. So at the moment, I'm just getting all the RNG not going my way. And the Aurorus is going to be bulky. And it's going to be speedy. And it's going to have more offense. So my last Pokemon is the Sigilyph here. Now, if you guys remember, the Ancient Power did give it a special defense rise. And Psychic would have been enough to take it out. But with that special defense drop, there's no way it's going to take it out. And that pretty much is the game. It got a plus special attack. So both battles I thought were really good. But I did, even though I didn't win either of them, I thought they were really good battles. Just a little bit of RNG there. And that's how it was. Hope you enjoy. Peace.